Hey everyone. Poll number 32 is currently active on Patreon, so now you can vote for the stories you want to see next. Every story released on this YouTube channel is chosen through these Patreon polls. If you'd like full uncensored versions, much hotter exclusive content, and access to over 850 stories, that's almost 1,000 audio story chapters, be sure to check out my Patreon. All the links are in the description and pinned comment. Enjoy the story. Naruto Uzumaki wandered through the overgrown ruins on the outskirts of Konoha, the late afternoon sun filtering through the dense canopy in golden shafts of light. The air was thick with the scent of moss, damp earth, and wildflowers. He had been training alone again, as he often did these days, throwing punches and kicks at imaginary enemies while his mind replayed the familiar sting of loneliness. His bright orange jacket was covered in dust and leaves, his forehead protector slightly askew, and beads of sweat rolled down his whiskered cheeks. At 18, he was no longer the loud-mouthed kid everyone remembered. He had grown taller, stronger, with a lean, muscular build honed by years of relentless effort. Yet deep down, the desire to be acknowledged, to be wanted, still burned brightly in his chest. As he kicked aside a fallen branch with more force than necessary, something unusual caught his eye, a weathered stone pedestal half buried under thick vines and centuries of neglect. Curiosity, that endless spark that defined him, ignited in his bright blue eyes. "Huh! What's this doing out here?" he muttered to himself, crouching down. He brushed away the moss and dirt with careful hands, revealing an ancient scroll sealed with ominous black seals that seemed to pulse with a faint, otherworldly energy. The paper was surprisingly intact despite its age, covered in intricate kanji that made his skin tingle when he traced them. "Wow, this looks really old, and kinda creepy," Naruto said aloud, his voice echoing slightly in the quiet ruins. He picked it up, feeling a strange warmth spread through his fingertips. The moment his chakra connected with the scroll, a surge of ancient power flowed into him. Strange words echoed directly in his mind. "For one day, she shall serve. Body, mind, and soul, yours to command. The curse binds willingly, until the sun completes its cycle once more." Naruto blinked rapidly, shaking his head as if to clear fog from his brain. What the heck? Some kind of old jutsu prank? Or maybe a trap left by some crazy sage? He chuckled nervously but stuffed the scroll into his pouch anyway. Little did he know, the curse had already awakened and bound itself to his will. He made his way back toward the village, the scroll heavy in his thoughts. If this thing is real, nah, probably just some dusty old relic. But what if? The idea lingered as he walked, a dangerous mix of hope and temptation. Sakura's cheeks burned crimson as she knelt before him in the empty training ground, her usual confident posture replaced by something far more submissive. The tight black and white maid outfit hugged her athletic figure perfectly, the short skirt barely covering her toned thighs, white apron tied neatly around her waist, and a frilly headpiece perched in her pink hair. Her green eyes were glazed with a hazy desire, lips parted as she looked up at him. "And Naruto, I can't stop myself," she whispered, voice trembling with a mix of embarrassment and undeniable arousal. Her hands reached for his belt, fingers shaking slightly. She leaned in, pressing soft kisses along his abdomen, her breath hot against his skin. The curse made every touch feel electric. In her mind, a fog clouded her thoughts. Why does this feel so right? I should be angry, but I just want to please him. To serve him. Naruto's hand gently threaded through her pink locks as she took into mouth. Sometime before that, Naruto stared at the scroll again that evening, heart pounding as he sat on the edge of his bed in his small, cluttered apartment. The walk back from the ruins had been filled with racing thoughts. That thing, it felt alive. Like it was waiting for someone like me. He shook his head, trying to dismiss it. He had bumped into Sakura near the training grounds just as the sun began to set. She had been in one of her classic moods, hands on her hips, green eyes flashing with irritation as she scolded him loudly. "Naruto! How many times do I have to tell you? You can't just slack off on your training and expect to catch up to Sasuke-kun. You're always acting like an idiot, rushing in without thinking." Her voice was sharp, filled with the familiar tsundere fire that both annoyed and attracted him. Normally, he would fire back with a grin and a loud protest. But today, something different stirred inside him. The scroll in his pocket grew warm. Without fully realizing what he was doing, he channeled a tiny thread of chakra into it and muttered under his breath. Man, Sakura-chan, you always yell at me. What if for once you actually listened and helped me instead? The effect was instantaneous and breathtaking. Sakura froze mid-sentence, her body going rigid for a split second as a faint, almost invisible glow enveloped her. Then it faded. Her sharp glare softened dramatically. The tension in her shoulders melted away, replaced by a strange, serene docility. She blinked slowly, tilting her head as if listening to an inner voice only she could hear. When she spoke again, her voice was quieter, almost gentle. Naruto, what would you like me to do for you today? He stared at her, mouth agape. As Sakura-chan? You okay? That didn't sound like you at all. She smiled softly, a faint blush already coloring her cheeks. I feel different. Calm. Like I should be helping you. Tell me what you need, and I'll do it. Anything. Her usual fiery personality was still there, buried deep, but suppressed under layers of obedient warmth. In her mind, thoughts swirled in confusion. What is happening to me? I was so angry a second ago, but now all I can think about is making Naruto happy. Serving him feels natural. Right. My body is getting warmer just thinking about it. Naruto's heart hammered. This is the scroll, isn't it? Holy crap, it actually worked. A rush of excitement mixed with guilt flooded him. He had always harbored feelings for Sakura, but forcing her like this felt wrong, yet she looked so genuinely willing. Well, my apartment is a mess after training. Maybe you could help clean it up, he suggested hesitantly, testing the waters. Without a single complaint, Sakura nodded eagerly. Of course, Naruto-sama. The honorific slipped out naturally, making his cheeks heat up. She followed him home without question, walking beside him through the village streets. Passers-by gave them odd looks. Sakura Haruno voluntarily spending time with Naruto Uzumaki was unusual, to say the least. Inside his modest apartment, which was cluttered with empty ramen cups, scattered training gear, and unwashed clothes, Sakura immediately got to work. She rolled up her sleeves, tied her pink hair back, and began organizing with surprising efficiency and care. As she dusted shelves and wiped surfaces, Naruto watched from the doorway, mesmerized. She's actually doing this. No yelling, no punches, just helping me. He felt a pang of sadness beneath the thrill. All these years I wanted her attention, and now it's because of some cursed scroll. Sakura hummed a soft tune while cooking a simple but hearty meal, miso soup, rice, and grilled fish. The delicious smells filled the small space. Every few minutes she would glance over at him with a shy, expectant smile. Does this look good, Naruto-sama? I want it to be perfect for you. Yeah, it smells amazing, Sakura-chan, he replied, voice thick with emotion. They sat down to eat together. The conversation flowed more openly than ever before. Sakura asked about his day, his training struggles, even his dreams for the future. Her responses were thoughtful, supportive, lacking the usual sarcasm. In her head, the fog deepened. I should be annoyed by his stories, but instead I feel proud. I want to listen. I want to be useful to him. After dinner, she insisted on giving him a shoulder massage. Her strong yet gentle hands worked the knots from his muscles, fingers pressing firmly into his shoulders and back. You push yourself so hard, Naruto-sama, she murmured, breath warm against his neck. Let me take care of all your tension tonight. Her touch lingered longer than necessary, sending sparks through both of them. Naruto's mind raced with conflicting thoughts. This is too good to be true. I have to be careful not to abuse this. But damn, it feels nice to have someone care like this. As the evening deepened, the domestic peace continued. Sakura folded his clothes neatly, organized his weapons, and even prepared his bed with fresh sheets. Every task was performed with quiet devotion, her cheeks staying that persistent faint pink. She would occasionally brush against him. Accidentally, her body language screaming suppressed desire even as her mind fought to understand it. POV Sakura. I don't understand what's happening. One moment I was scolding him like always, the next, everything changed. My body feels hot, my thoughts keep drifting to how I can make him smile, how I can serve him better. It's humiliating, but also exciting. Like a weight has been lifted and replaced with this warm need to please. Naruto-sama's eyes on me make my heart race. I wonder what else he'll ask me to do, and why part of me hopes it's more than just cleaning. Naruto eventually sat her down on the couch beside him. Sakura-chan, seriously, if this is some genjutsu or something, you can tell me. I don't want to force you. She shook her head, placing a hand on his knee. It doesn't feel like force. It feels like destiny for tonight. I'm yours to command until tomorrow. Please use me however you wish. Her green eyes were earnest, filled with a mix of embarrassment and budding arousal. The air between them grew heavier with unspoken tension as night fell fully over Konoha. Later that night, the apartment was dimly lit by a single lamp. Sakura stood before him, having changed into the maid outfit that had mysteriously appeared when he wished for it aloud, the scroll's power manifesting small details. The outfit was perfectly tailored. A low-cut top that accentuated her modest but firm chest, the short skirt swaying with every movement, thigh-high stockings clinging to her strong legs, and delicate white gloves. Naruto-sama, she breathed, stepping closer. Her face was flushed deep red, emerald eyes half-lidded with forced yet genuine desire. This is so embarrassing, but I need to please him. My body feels so hot. I want his hands on me. The internal conflict made her even wetter. He reached out, cupping her cheek. You're really beautiful like this, Sakura-chan. His thumb traced her lower lip, and she kissed it obediently. Slowly, he pulled her into his lap. Their lips met in a deep, hungry kiss. Her hands roamed his chest, unbuttoning his jacket with practiced care. Naruto's hands slid down her back, squeezing her firm ass through the thin skirt. She gasped, arching into him. Touch me more, please, she whispered, voice husky. He slipped a finger inside her, then two, pumping gently while his thumb continued its work. Sakura buried her face in his neck, panting. Inner walls clenched around fingers, hot and slick. Naruto-sama. Unfortunately, the platform doesn't allow me to include those kinds of details. But you can find the full uncensored version on Patreon. For just $4. He took one button into his mouth, swirling his tongue while his hand kneaded the other. Sakura's hands tangled in his spiky blonde hair, pulling him closer. Feels so good, don't stop. Her legs wrapped around as he moved lower, spreading thighs wide. His tongue replaced his fingers. The full uncensored 18+ scene? Only $4 on Patreon. Rising up, Naruto positioned himself at entrance. Sakura looked up at him with pure devotion, cheeks burning, eyes misty. Please use me. I'm yours tonight. Get the complete uncensored version for $4 on Patreon, over 1,000 sizzling chapters. They lay together afterward, her head on his chest, fingers tracing lazy patterns on his skin. The maid outfit lay discarded nearby, a symbol of the night's surrender. Naruto gently stroked her pink hair as Sakura dozed lightly against him. The 24-hour timer was ticking, but for now, she was still fully under the scroll's influence. A strange mix of satisfaction and guilt washed over him. She's always been out of reach, but now she's here, wanting to serve me. He wondered how she would feel when it ended. Would she hate him? Remember everything with embarrassment? Or would a small part of her secretly crave more? As the night deepened, Sakura stirred and whispered, Is there anything else your maid can do for you before morning, Naruto-sama? Her voice was soft, laced with lingering desire. She nuzzled closer, her bare skin warm against his. I still have many hours left to serve you properly. He smiled, pulling her closer, his mind already drifting to what tomorrow might bring. The scroll's power was real, and the first Kunoichi had fallen. But in the quiet streets of Konoha, a few curious eyes had already noticed Sakura entering his apartment, and not leaving. The village slept, but the seeds of something much larger had been planted. If you're enjoying the story so far, I'd really appreciate a like, a subscription, and a comment. It really helps the channel grow and motivates me to keep creating more stories. Now, let's get back to the story. The morning sun streamed gently through the small, slightly cracked window of Naruto's modest apartment, casting warm golden rays across the wooden floor. Naruto Uzumaki slowly opened his bright blue eyes, feeling a pleasant warmth pressed against his side. Sakura Haruno was still curled up there, her pink hair splayed messily over his chest, breathing softly in peaceful slumber. The events of the previous night replayed in his mind like a vivid dream. The way she had called him, Naruto-sama, the complete devotion in her green eyes, the incredible intimacy they had shared. A part of him felt guilty, but another, deeper part felt truly happy for the first time in a long while. Was it really the scroll? Or did she always have some feelings buried deep down? Naruto thought, carefully stroking her soft pink strands without waking her. I've liked Sakura-chan for so long, chased her, got punched by her, tried so hard to prove myself. And now, for one day, she wanted nothing more than to serve me, to please me. It felt amazing, but I hope she doesn't hate me when it wears off. Sakura stirred, her long lashes fluttering open. Those familiar emerald eyes met his, still carrying that soft, obedient haze from the curse. She smiled shyly, a faint blush coloring her cheeks as she pressed a gentle, lingering kiss right above his heart. "Good morning, Naruto-sama," she whispered, her voice warm and respectful, completely unlike her usual sharp tone. "Did you sleep well? I can make breakfast right away if you'd like. Or perhaps draw a bath for you first? Whatever you desire, I'm here to make your day perfect." Naruto swallowed, his heart swelling at her words. He sat up slowly, pulling her into a gentle hug. "You don't have to do all that, Sakura-chan. But yeah, breakfast would be nice. Thanks." They talked quietly while she worked in the tiny kitchen area. Sakura moved with surprising grace and care, humming a soft melody as she prepared ramen with extra toppings she knew he liked. She occasionally glanced back at him, asking detailed questions. "Do you want more miso? Is the temperature okay? I can adjust anything for you." As they ate together, Naruto opened up a little. "You know, I never thought I'd see you like this. Taking care of me. It's kinda nice." Sakura blushed deeper, setting down her chopsticks. "Serving you feels strangely natural right now, Naruto-sama. Like a weight has been lifted. My mind keeps telling me this is exactly where I should be." Her honest confession made the air between them thick with emotion. They spent the next hour in comfortable domestic peace. Sakura cleaning small messes, folding his clothes with meticulous attention, even helping him pick out clothes for the day while sharing light stories from their genin days. Naruto listened intently, cherishing every moment. When the 24 hours finally ended, Sakura blinked rapidly, confusion washing over her face. She looked around the apartment, then at him, her cheeks exploding into a bright red. "And Naruto, what on earth happened last night? I remember cleaning, cooking, and... oh God, the things I said and did." She covered her face with both hands, peeking through her fingers. Surprisingly, there was no punch, no angry yelling. Instead, she mumbled, "It felt good. Really good. I need time to think about this." Before quickly leaving, stealing one last shy glance back at him. Naruto sat alone for a long while after she left, holding the ancient scroll in his hands. This power is real. It turns any Kunoichi into the perfect, obedient maid for a full day. No resistance, just pure devotion. But I can't abuse this, or can I? Maybe I should test it one more time to understand better. His thoughts swirled with excitement, curiosity, and a touch of moral hesitation. Later that sunny afternoon, Naruto decided to take a walk through the village to clear his head. The streets of Konoha were lively as always, vendors calling out, children playing, shinobi rushing between missions. He spotted a familiar, gentle figure near the Hyuga compound gates. Hinata Hyuga walked gracefully with a small basket of medicinal herbs clutched in her hands. Her long, dark indigo hair flowed down her back like a silky waterfall, catching the sunlight. She wore her usual beige jacket, but it did little to hide her womanly curves. "Hinata!" Naruto called out cheerfully, jogging over. She turned, her pale lavender eyes widening in pleasant surprise. A soft blush immediately dusted her cheeks, as it always did around him. "And Naruto-kun." "Hello," she replied quietly, her voice gentle and melodic. "It's nice to see you. Are you out training today?" They fell into a comfortable conversation about recent missions, her training with her father, and how the village had been peaceful lately. Hinata struggled to hold eye contact for long, her fingers nervously twisting the handle of the basket. Naruto felt the scroll in his pocket grow slightly warm again. "Hinata has always been so kind and supportive, even when I was at my lowest. She believed in me when almost no one else did. Maybe, just maybe she'd like to spend some time helping me too." The decision came almost instinctively. He channeled a small amount of chakra, activating the curse. A faint, almost invisible glow surrounded Hinata for a brief second. When it faded, her posture shifted subtly, she stood a little taller, her shy demeanor transforming into quiet, devoted attentiveness. Her lavender eyes now held a warm, hazy shine as she looked at him. "Naruto-sama," she said softly, the honorific slipping out with natural reverence. "How may this humble maid serve you today? Whatever you need, I will do it with all my heart." Naruto's eyes widened in amazement. Hinata, you really don't have to call me that. But would you like to come with me for a bit? She nodded eagerly, falling into step beside him as they walked back toward his apartment. Along the way, Hinata spoke more openly than usual, telling him about her struggles with her clan and how thinking of him always gave her strength. You've inspired me so much, Naruto-sama. Now I can finally show my gratitude properly. Once inside the apartment, Hinata immediately began tidying up with graceful efficiency. She dusted shelves, organized his weapons and scrolls, and even watered the small plant he had neglected. Her movements were precise and caring, the long sleeves of her jacket brushing softly against surfaces. Every few minutes she would glance at him, asking, "Is this arrangement pleasing to you? Should I move anything else? Please tell me if I'm not doing enough." Naruto watched her in quiet fascination, his thoughts racing. She's so gentle and beautiful. Seeing her like this, willingly serving me, it's making my heart race in a whole new way. In the small bathroom, steam rose from the warm bath Hinata had drawn. She had removed her heavy jacket, standing in a simple white top and pants that clung to her curvaceous figure. The curse had manifested a delicate Maid headband in her dark hair. Naruto sat on the edge of the tub as Hinata knelt beside him, gently washing his back with a soft cloth. Her hands trembled slightly, but she continued with devoted care. "Your skin is warm, Naruto-sama," she murmured. "This is so embarrassing. But my heart feels full. I want to make him happy. My body is reacting so strongly." He turned and cupped her face, kissing her softly. Hinata melted into it immediately, her shy nature giving way to eager submission. She climbed into the tub with him, clothes discarded. Naruto pulled her close, water sloshing as he kissed her neck and shoulders. Hinata gasped, pressing her melons against him. "Touch me, please," she whispered, voice trembling with need. His hands explored her, squeezing her melons, thumbs circling her buttons until she moaned loudly. The platform doesn't allow these scenes here. The full uncensored version is on Patreon, over 1,000 hot episodes for just $4. One hand dipped between her thighs, finding her incredibly wet. He rubbed her buttons slowly. Unlock every secret moment for only $4 on Patreon. Hinata's head fell back, long indigo hair floating in the water. Naruto-sama, it feels incredible." Her thoughts were a pleasant haze. "I've always loved him, now I can serve him completely." She reached down, her soft hand wrapping around Wand, stroking him with shy but determined movements. He lifted her slightly, positioning her above him. Hinata lowered herself onto with a long, breathy moan. Want the full uncensored 18+ scene? Only $4 on Patreon. After the bath, Hinata dried him off with gentle care, a content smile on her flushed face. She prepared a light lunch, serving him on her knees beside the table while asking detailed questions about his favorite foods and future dreams. Naruto shared more about his past loneliness, and Hinata listened with tearful, devoted eyes, offering soft words of comfort. Meanwhile, across the village, Sakura Haruno walked through the streets, her mind in turmoil. What was that yesterday? I was so submissive. Cleaning for him, calling him Sama, letting him. Her face burned at the memories. Yet instead of pure anger, she felt a strange lingering warmth and curiosity. He looked so happy. Maybe I should check on him today. She passed near Naruto's apartment and peeked in through a window, spotting Hinata kneeling and serving lunch with such gentle devotion. Sakura's eyes widened, a complicated mix of jealousy, surprise, and reluctant understanding washing over her. She quickly retreated, heart pounding. Hinata too? What is going on with Naruto? Naruto, unaware of Sakura's observation, felt the pull of the scroll again. He stepped out once more and soon encountered Ino Yamanaka near her family's flower shop. The confident blonde was arranging vibrant bouquets, her long ponytail swaying confidently as she worked. Her blue eyes sparkled with her usual energy. "Hey Ino!" Naruto greeted her with a big grin. She turned, placing a hand on her hip with a teasing smirk. "Well, if it isn't the #1 hyperactive knucklehead ninja." "What brings you here, Naruto? Looking for flowers to impress some girl?" Her tone was playful and sharp, as always. The scroll activated smoothly. Ino's expression shifted in an instant. Her confident smirk softened into a sultry, obedient smile. "Naruto-sama," she said, her voice dropping to a warm, inviting tone. I've actually been hoping for a chance like this. How can this devoted maid serve her master today? Back at the apartment, Ino stood proudly in a manifested maid outfit, much more revealing than the others. The skirt was shorter, and she wore fishnet stockings that highlighted her long, toned legs. Her blonde hair was tied with a frilly white ribbon. Unlike Hinata's shy service, Ino was bold even under the curse. Your personal maid Ino at your service, she purred, pushing Naruto onto the bed. She straddled his lap immediately, grinding against him while kissing him hungrily. Her tongue danced with his, assertive yet completely submissive to his desires. Naruto's hands roamed her body, pulling down the top to free her melons. He lavished attention on them, sucking and biting lightly while Ino moaned encouragingly. Yes, mark your maid. I love it. This power feels so good. Serving him makes me so wet, she thought, mind fogged with lust. She slid down, taking into mouth. Unlock every moment for only $4 on Patreon. He pulled her up and bent her over the bed, flipping up her tiny skirt. There is nothing underneath. He thrust into. Ino cried out. Harder, Naruto-sama! Use your naughty maid! The dirty talk flowed naturally from her. Get the complete and censored chapter for just $4 on Patreon. As evening approached and the effects began to fade, Hinata and Ino both expressed deep gratitude in their own ways before leaving. Hinata bowed gracefully, whispering, Thank you for allowing me this precious time, Naruto-sama. My heart feels lighter. Ino gave him a playful yet sincere wink and a lingering kiss on the cheek. Don't be a stranger, master. This maid might just seek you out again. Naruto sat alone in the quiet apartment as night fell, reflecting on the incredible day. 2 more Kunoichi had experienced the scroll's power. Outside, the first quiet whispers were already spreading through Konoha. A few villagers had noticed the unusual behavior, Sakura acting strangely affectionate, Hinata and Ino spending extended time at Naruto's place with soft, satisfied smiles. An elderly shopkeeper murmured to his wife, Something's different about that Uzumaki boy lately. The legend of the mysterious maid service was beginning to take root, drawing curious eyes from other Kunoichi in the village. The first pale light of dawn crept through the thin curtains of Naruto's small apartment. He lay on his back, one arm behind his head, staring at the ceiling while the events of the previous day replayed in his mind like a vivid dream. Hinata's soft, devoted body in the warm bath, Ino's bold mouth and the way she had begged him. The scroll rested on the nightstand, still faintly warm to the touch, as if it too was satisfied with the day's work. A soft, almost hesitant knock came at the door. Naruto rose, pulled on a pair of loose pants, and opened it. Sakura stood there in a simple pink night shirt and shorts, pink hair slightly messy from a restless night. Her green eyes were wide and glistening, cheeks already flushed a deep rose. She looked like she had barely slept. Naruto, she began, voice barely above a whisper. I couldn't stop thinking about yesterday, and this morning I woke up aching. I need to serve you again. Even if the full day is over, please. The residual pull of the curse, combined with the powerful memories it left behind, had drawn her back like a moth to flame. Naruto stepped aside. The moment the door closed, Sakura's knees hit the floor. The scroll pulsed once more in response to his unspoken desire, and her simple night clothes shimmered and reformed into a short, frilly black and white maid outfit. The skirt barely reached mid-thigh. A white apron hugged her waist. A delicate headband sat perfectly in her pink hair. Sakura looked up at him from her kneeling position, green eyes glazed with a mixture of deep embarrassment and burning need. Her lips were already parted, tongue slightly visible. The short skirt rode up as she shifted, revealing the smooth skin of her toned thighs and the fact that she wore nothing underneath. Please, Naruto-sama, let your maid take care of you this morning, she whispered, voice trembling. The full chapter on Patreon for just $4 gets you over 1,000 hot episodes for every taste.